Everybody, welcome back to Breakfast with Bob from Hotel West End in beautiful Nice. My name is Bob Babbitt, brought to you by Master Spas, SFuels Go Longer, HOKA Let's Fly, deboer wetsuits, Form Smart Swim Goggles, Zoot Sports Original Triathlon brand, Quintana Roo, Premium Plus Sports, and of course our Challenged Athletes Foundation. This young man is a legend, 75 years old, Mr. Bob Knuckey. That's correct, right? The K is silent.
The K is silent.
And it sounds like lucky.
I've been lucky to be going this long, I'll tell you.
75 years old. Now, did you run through in high school and grammar school? Running was your sport?
I started in public school.
Okay.
Cross-country running. Then university cross-country running.
Yes.
Then I graduated to marathons. I've done about 50 marathons.
Well, and not just doing them. You won the Toronto Marathon in 1976, 2:30:01.
That was my second marathon.
Your second ever marathon, and you won it.
Yes.
Wow.
The first one I didn't finish because I didn't know how to pace myself. I was with the leaders at 14 miles.
Yeah.
And the mind wanted to keep going, but the body was...
The body said, I'm out.
enough.
I'm out. But your marathon PR, 2:28.
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is awesome. And you've done definitely north of 400 races in your amazing career. But when did you transition from running to getting into the silly swim, bike, run stuff?
Around 2000.
Okay.
I was finishing a run workout and came by one of Barry Shepley's try workouts.
Yes.
And got talking to him, and he eventually got me into the water, and I'd already liked biking, so I guess that's how it happened.
Well, it's cool. It's 2000. That was the year Simon Whitfield wins the gold medal, and that changes everything in terms of Canada and triathlon, right? Everybody knows about triathlon up in Canada after somebody wins a gold medal.
Big motivating factor.
Yes.
To keep going, and the fact that Barry was involved with it too.
Right. Then did you start right away with the longer distances, the 70.3, the full? Actually, there weren't that many 70.3s back then, but in terms of fulls.
My first triathlon was Wisconsin.
Ironman, Wisconsin.
2 months after prostate surgery.
So you're diagnosed with prostate cancer. It's 2007, I think.
Yeah.
Diagnosed, and you have the surgery, but you're signed up for Wisconsin, and you needed to drive one of Barry's athletes down there.
Correct.
So you might as well put the bike in the car and the swim stuff because you're going, you get a workout in. But you had no sense that you're going to go complete the race.
No, I did not.
But you did complete the race.
Well, the swim was really hard.
Yes.
The bike was not bad.
Yeah.
The run was probably the most painful thing I've ever done in my life.
And this is how long after prostate surgery?
2 months.
2 months after prostate surgery. I'm sure if you would ask the doctors, they probably would not have said, oh, why don't you go do an Ironman?
That's why you don't ask the doctors.
Exactly. You only get a second opinion if the first opinion is the wrong one.
Right.
Yes, exactly. So how many Ironman events have you done now, or Iron distance events?
I've done 8.
You've done 8?
Yes.
Okay. And the one that sticks out to me was when you go to Kona at the age of 70, 2018, 118 swim, 547 bike, 438 run, 11:55:03. Set the course record for the age group. That's unbelievable.
Well, there was one guy from Canada that was a bit faster, but that year they changed the run course, so I guess it is a new record.
Oh, somebody was faster, but on the new course.
Yeah, on the new course, that was the record, yeah.
Got it. So, but in 71, 72, 73, you didn't go do Kona.
I did.
Going back each one of those years.
Well, I did it 3 times.
Okay.
And the first time I didn't know how to pace myself. My nutrition was terrible.
Yes.
So I pretty much walked I ran the first 10K and then walked the rest.
At the age of 71.
Yeah, the second, no, that was before 7. That was 65 to 60.
Oh, so in the 65, 69, you hadn't quite refined the whole nutrition and the rest.
It takes me 3 times to get good at something. So the second time I did it, I finished 4th.
Okay.
And we were almost there. We just didn't have the nutrition down
right.
properly. But the third time,
19.
We did everything right. We went to Arizona before the race.
Got some heat training
some heat.
in.
Oh, we were-
And on Mount Lemon.
Mount Lemon I've done over 100 times.
Oh, my God.
I'm hoping some muscle memory will help me for this race.
But so then in 2018, when you go 11:55, that was the third time you were in Kona?
Correct.
Okay.
Third time, yeah.
Okay. Now, did you race again at the when you were 71 and 72 and 73?
No, I like to be the baby in the age groups.
So you were waiting until you could turn 75 and then try to set a course record here.
It's rather expensive, so yes, I'm waiting.
So now, and what were you doing work-wise?
I was an elementary school teacher.
Oh, that was my background too.
Yeah.
As a PE teacher for years and years and years.
Me too.
Really?
Yeah.
So okay.
Grade 2, 3 in the morning,
Oh.
phys ed in the afternoon.
You're amazing. So then, when you decide that you want to do this at the age of 75, this is a little different course in Kona. A lot, like 8,000 feet of climbing. And as we age, the longer we're out there is not a good thing. Climbing, that much climbing is pretty tough. So how have you trained for this one?
I've done a lot of hill work.
Yeah.
I did Mount Lemon in the spring, maybe 12 times.
Wow. Okay.
And I don't think you can train for this. I'm just going to be conservative on the bike. I'm not going to go for any
Right.
speed expectations.
No.
I just want to survive.
Well, absolutely. Especially those downhills can be scary.
I want to have some legs left for the run because I think that's where the race is usually won.
Right.
on
And the
run.
key is obviously making that bike cutoff.
Yeah. How long is that? Do you know?
I don't know what that is.
I will check.
You should find out. But my gut is
My last bike was 5:47.
so you should be just fine.
I
Yes.
should be okay.
You should be okay. And you did the swim yesterday?
Oh my gosh! Yes, it was wavy. I came out of there. I was dizzy.
Oh wow! But you got through it.
I did get through it.
How fast did you go?
73.
You're
73
fine.
minutes. Yeah.
73 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're not going to have a problem with the swim, and obviously the way you rode 547 bike ride in Kona, you're going to be fine. What has been the toughest part of the aging process in terms of being an athlete?
Slowing down in the running.
Yeah.
But I used to run 27 miles at 4 minutes a kilometer.
Right.
Now I'm happy if I can run 20 kilometers in 6 minutes a kilometer.
You know what? I always tell people that 11 is the new 8, right? You know, it's like you used to get off the bike and run 8-minute miles. Now, if I run 11-minute miles, I'm a happy guy.
Big difference when I turned 50.
Yes.
And then the second big difference when I turned 70.
And did you find that with the workouts you did, you just had to take more recovery time than you had before?
I'm a big-time napper.
Yes.
I had an hour nap before I came here.
A good man.
That's why my eyes are still open.
I like that. I like that. But yeah, so the aging process, how is it affected you more and probably more in running than anything else?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. The biking comes back every spring and summer. It comes back nicely.
Yes.
The swimming I'm still working on.
Right.
The running, it is what it is, and I just have to maintain the best I can do.
You just have to accept what you've got. And the fact that you're 75, and I don't think any 75-year-old has ever finished Ironman France.
Yes, somebody did.
They did.
They had the race a couple months ago, was it?
Okay, yes.
And none of the 70-year-olds finished.
But a 75-year-old guy got it.
75-year-old guy got it. I'm sorry, I don't know his
That's
name.
okay.
But he was 15:24.
So that's the course record then, we assume, for that
I
division.
would think so because Barry and I looked and we couldn't find anybody else that had finished the course in that age group before.
I'm surprised it was one. That's
Yeah.
That guy's a rock star. 15:24.
Yes. So I'm hoping to go. My first goal is to finish.
Right.
My second goal is 14 hours.
14 hours.
My third goal is 13 hours.
Okay.
I want to try and get the record for Kona, which is 13:06.
So 13:06 is the Kona course record, and you're trying to do that here, potentially do that here in Nice.
Potentially. That's the key word.
When and what wave do you guys go off in? Because that makes a difference too. Because we see the wind right now is howling.
I know.
Right. So the later you go, the worse the wind's going to be.
7:10 I go.
You're perfect. Yeah.
I think I'm perfect.
I think you're perfect because it'll be because you see the white caps, the wind chop now, but you swam earlier and it was fine.
I was running at 8:30 today,
Yes.
and it was like glass out there. And my toes. they're crossed. Glass, please.
Now, you went out and drove the course yesterday?
We drove it. I did some of the uphill.
Okay.
I had about 10K of the uphill, and I did about 40K of the downhill.
And what was the downhill pretty scary?
Oh, there were a lot of switchbacks, and I did go over that white line
Yes.
a few times.
Yeah, so you got to be cautious.
So I may have to get new brake pads.
And in terms of the uphill, did you feel like your gearing was there? That you had the gears you needed to get up everything?
Yeah, the gearing was there. It's not as steep as Mount Lemmon,
Okay.
but it
It
goes a long time.
Yeah, you get. I mean, again, 8,000 feet of climbing. It's a lot of climbing. And then
I've changed my gearing on my bike.
you did since you've been here.
No.
No, when you were home.
When I was home getting ready for this.
Okay, you realized that. Okay, and how did you add a bigger gear on the back?
I put a bigger gear on the back, and I put a smaller gear on the inside and the front.
Good idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Figure you don't have to worry that much about spinning out on a downhill. That's not going to be a problem.
I hope not.
And so 75, and you have any other races planned for this year, or this is it?
This will be it. And I asked Barry, I said, Barry, what's going on after this? And he said, I'll tell you after Nice. But I know what he wants.
What does he want?
He wants the record in Kona next year.
He wants you to come back and do Kona next year.
Yes.
When you're 76.
Yes.
And he wants you to break whatever record you set this year.
13:06.
13
The record in
the
Kona.
Kona record, this would be, obviously, you'd be taking a couple hours off of the existing record if you go 13:06 here. The record here.
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe there's 3 people in my age group.
3 75-year-olds.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
Exactly. You don't think about those guys.
No.
What do you do race day in terms of nutrition? What's your eating and drinking? And
I will, on the bike at the beginning, I'll have a gel before I swim.
Yep.
I'll have had a breakfast at 3:30 in the morning.
3:30. Okay.
Go back to bed, get up, ready, go down. I'll have a gel before the swim, and then after the swim, on the bike at the beginning, I have mini potatoes in a pouch in my doused in salt. So
Yes.
I'll do the mini potatoes until they run out,
That sounds like an ultramarathoner.
and then I have the Morton gels.
Yes.
I have 6 of them taped to my
Okay.
bike, and I'll have one every 50 minutes.
Very well planned out. Now, have you run any straight marathons in the last number of years, or is most of your stuff racing triathlon?
I did Maryland last spring,
Okay.
and that's goal number 5.
What's goal number 5?
Barry wants me to run under 4:30 to qualify for Boston for next year.
He wants you to run under 4:30 here
Here,
during the Ironman.
during the Ironman.
So you know what's so funny about that is Dave McGilvery, who I did Ironman with back in 1980.
Right?
He's the guy from Boston.
Oh, okay.
And a number of years ago, we got Boston to allow people to qualify during the Ironman. And I always thought that was the coolest thing. During Ironman World Championship, it's like, well, where'd you qualify? Oh, I ran New York City Marathon. Where'd you qualify? I swam 2.4, rode 112, and then I qualified in 100-degree heat in Kona, Hawaii.
I did Boston in 1981.
Wow.
I finished 134th.
And there were how many people?
There were probably 10,000.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
That was huge. So you watched the whole running boom happen.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, those early
All
races you did.
all the Finnish people were my idols.
Yes. So Lassi Viren and the guys like that.
I've been to Finland 3 times.
Really?
Done the Masters Games there in 1985.
Okay.
Yeah, it was great.
Oh, that is very cool. So that the discipline you get from running marathons, how important was that when you made that transition to triathlon and Ironman?
Well, my wife says I'm not married to a man. I'm married to a man who's training all the time, and that's me.
That's you. Barry Shipley, how long? 20 years ago, you think?
I'd say about 20.
20 years ago,
Yeah.
and he's been your coach ever since. Coach, friend, confidant, all of that.
Yes, he drags me to Arizona every spring,
Yes.
and that's how I get in shape after being a slob all winter.
Now, are you also dealing with lymphoma now?
Yes, I have slow-growing lymphoma in lymph nodes in the groin area.
And when did they find that?
About 2 years ago.
Okay. And it's basically, we'll
It's
treat
like
it.
it's
but
like a 10-year. They said you'll notice things in 10 years.
So for now, just don't worry about it. Except,
I'm not worried about it.
what can you do, right? You can't control it.
I'm just going to keep going as long as I can.
That's a pretty good option. Just
Yeah.
keep going as long as you can.
I look at a lot of 75-year-olds my age and that don't do anything.
Right.
And the funny thing was, Joe Rogan has a podcast.
Yes.
And he was comparing muscle from people who have a regular physical routine
Yep.
and
People who
that don't.
Oh, yeah.
And he used my picture.
No way.
Yes, he did.
He used your picture on the show.
Yes, he did.
And he talked about this 75-year-old guy?
Well, just 70-year-olds compared to 70-year-old sedentary people.
How did he get your photo?
It was probably on the web.
Wow. That is so cool. I remember years ago, in Kona, every year the sports medicine group,
Yep.
they pick a different topic. And one year it was bone density.
Oh.
And for the men who were doing Ironman, bone density was through the roof,
Yep.
right? And for a lot of the women who had stopped having their periods when they were younger because they were an athlete, their bone density was a lot worse. It was a big issue. But there's the reality of what we do.
Yeah.
It keeps you young. And I bet the other thing I love is just the social group. These are like the nicest people in the world.
Yes, they are. I agree.
Right?
Yeah, the people I train with,
Yeah.
they're all younger, and they keep me hopping.
Right, and you keep them motivated.
I
They
tried.
can't whine a lot when you got a 75-year-old guy on the track with you,
No,
right?
no.
It's hard to whine.
I've given up speed work. I don't do speed work anymore.
You don't run the track anymore.
No.
Yeah.
I did last year, but every year
It breaks you down, right?
I break down. I mean, if I'm running 6 minutes a kilometer for the marathon in an Ironman,
That's all you can do.
I don't need to do speed work.
No. Yeah, it's not really, it's not speed.
So I've given it up because my hamstrings can't take it anymore.
Yeah, I think it's a smart move. I think what you find from the swim and the bike and the weight training is that you can replace a lot of those run workouts with high intensity on the trainer, right?
Yeah.
On the bike trainer, that type of thing. Have you found yourself as you age doing more weight work, more weight training?
Well, I do, but I don't do heavy weights.
No, but
It's
you do light weights, you
light
do
weights,
repetitions.
lots of reps.
Lots of reps, yes. I
Yeah.
agree with that.
I think this year maybe 500 hours.
500 hours in the gym.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And do you find that for swimming, I always found that the swimming helped running, just as the oxygen uptake, and I just think all the sports complement each other so well.
Oh, they do. Yeah. Yeah. I find the endurances for each sport a little different,
Yes,
but that's me.
love it. So, traveling the world, you're here now in beautiful France.
Lovely.
Lovely, right? And you...
Of course, it's not lovely, but
No.
the place is lovely.
But you've raced in Kona. What are some of your favorite places to race?
I did in Spain.
Yes.
What's that tough one they call it?
Puerto Vallarta?
No, keep going.
Ibiza?
Keep going.
Barcelona?
They said it was the toughest bike ride.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I'm 75, so I forget
I'm
the name.
72. Come
I
on.
forget the
That's
names
a-
of some of these things.
that's okay. But it was a hard bike ride.
It was a hard bike ride. Yeah, it was on island.
Okay. Oh, Lanzarote.
Thank you.
There you go.
That was you got 70. You got 3 years on me.
See, the hard part about Lanzarote is, one, there's no shade anywhere. Two, even when you're climbing, the wind's in your face. Usually, you don't look forward to climbing, but you're going, okay, at least it'll be calm.
Yeah.
It's not calm. The wind
No.
comes over the hills and right into your face. It's brutal.
Basically, Lanzarote, Hawaii,
Yes.
Maryland,
Yeah. Well,
And
then when you're
that's-
younger, you went to Finland and
Finland 3 times, basically just for running.
yes.
So yeah, I never thought I'd be in Hawaii, but if I hadn't met Barry, I wouldn't have been in Hawaii.
See, and I look at our sport as a fountain of youth. I just think it keeps, one, you're hanging out with young people.
It
which
is a fountain of youth.
It is, right? It is totally the fountain of youth. You're hanging out with young people. You're doing what you love to do. You're traveling the world, and you're 75 years young. What could be better than that?
My wife says I'll be happy if I die getting hit by a bus or something while I'm training.
My favorite, we had a guy, Bill Bell,
Yeah.
who was one of the original Iron Gents, and he finished the Ironman, I think, when he was 78 or something like that.
Wow.
But he used to say, he said, before every race, I say, Lord, if you're going to take me early.
Take
me in the swim. Don't wait till I'm 18 miles into the marathon and then take me, right?
Take me early.
Take me early, baby. Don't wait till the end of the race for me.
Oh, boy.
I love it. Bob, such a treat to get to meet you.
Thank you.
I appreciate you taking time and joining us. And you got your nap in, too.
I did.
Love it.
Thank you.
Bob Knuckey has been our guest, everybody. Again, Breakfast with Bob. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we will be back shortly. See ya.